Welcome back to another episode of No Man's Sky. I haven't uploaded anything in a little while. It hasn't been too long, but it has been a while. I'm not sure. I don't remember even when the last time I uploaded was. I think it was 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? I don't know. Like I say, it's been a while. It was Heat Signature, it was. I just even looked up when the last time I uploaded was, and that was on the 29th. So, okay, only a week ago. Okay, so not that bad. Not as bad as I thought, about a week and a day. The reason I didn't upload anything is because I've been busy, obviously. I mean, part of the thing is working at Walmart, they give you really screwy shifts. It's ridiculous, like, because they'll give you stuff, like, they'll give you like a 4-hour shift in like the morning, and then you're tired all day, which is great. But they'll give you, and then like the next day they'll give you like a 9-hour shift, which is great, because I'm like, well, couldn't you, like, I don't know, distribute those shifts a little better? Like, there's no reason I can't maybe get, like, could I just get 2 8-hour shifts or something? 2 6-hour shifts? I don't know. That could be nice. But, nope, they really want to give you really screwy weird shifts. Like, I just want shifts that are between 6 to 8 hours. And, I don't think that's too much to ask for. These are really cool, especially those guys who, like, their eyes, like, sort of bulge out. But, like, yeah, just all of this, like these fish creatures, or are they fish, or maybe they're mammals? I don't know, no idea. But these underwater creatures are very cool. Huge fan of these guys. They look awesome. But I mean, I've also been busy with just other stuff over the last little while, even on the time I've had off. But I haven't had a lot of time off. I mean, this week I've only had 1 day off, so. And I have had some longer shifts, so yeah, the cool thing is, despite how crappy it is getting like 4-hour shifts and 9-hour shifts and that kind of stuff, at least the cool thing is this week, or, well, technically, last week for Walmart, but this week for the rest of us, I've worked 40 hours, a little bit more than that, partly because I took out an extra shift, which is why I only had one day off, because it would have been 32 if I didn't take that extra shift. And then this week or next week, like this week for Walmart or next week for the rest of us, because basically Walmart weeks, they change on Saturday. So for Walmart, like instead of Sunday being the start of next week, for Walmart today is start of next week. I should be able to get something like 42.5 hours, and I should be able to get it up to 43 hours, because the thing is, basically they give me 32 hours, and I'm going to show up for the Thanksgiving shift, which is going to be 8 hours. I had one of my shifts lengthened because basically it's tomorrow, and a coworker wanted to go early so they could, eat turkey and meet their boyfriend's parents. I have no boyfriend. I don't need to meet anyone's parents. So I switched, and actually it's good too, because that was gonna be. And by the way, I hope you don't mind watching me take screenshots. It's but I just didn't feel like, I felt like leaving it in. That's probably what I'm gonna be doing most of the time, is leaving those, taking pictures in, because I think it's cool. I think it's part of the game, and that as well. That said, I do edit a lot out of these videos. Not as much as I don't edit as much out of the permadeath videos, but I do edit a lot out of these normal mode videos, and that might change when I get through my backlog, and then I can start doing live narration. But oh yeah, this is really old. This is so far in the backlog. This is before Atlas Rises, and I'm just now getting it uploaded. And I have more to go in this before, or the backlog, before I can start recording normal mode footage. Like recording new footage for that. So, but yeah, so it was going to be a 4-hour shift for me. That would have infuriated me. I hate those. There's no point of even showing up. And even for a 4-hour shift, like if I have to bus at any point, I'm basically guaranteed to, to extend that, to give myself, to authorize an extension for myself. And even today, or not today, tomorrow when I go in, I'm going to be waiting. I think basically I'm going to have to get there like an hour or so early before my shift starts, because that's the only time I'm going to be able to get there, or else I'd be like an hour late. So I would authorize myself, an extension. So I would say like for 5 hours instead, and if they don't like it, that's their fault. You know, and the thing is the like authority is arbitrary. It's purely based on your ability to well, it's basically based on whether anyone contests this or not. Your ability to maintain it, right? Like your ability to, if someone contests your authority, your ability to maintain it despite that, or your ability to go and contest it. You know, either works. So, like, I'm sure they would talk to me about it later, but you know, I doubt they'd be able to do anything about it in that day. So I would just stay late anyways. But having that change from 4 hours to 6.5, that, yeah, that's good. I like that. I'd rather you know, stay later, and that's, you know, that's part of the reason why I should be able to get 43 hours. That 2.5 hours plus the 8 hours for the Thanksgiving shift that I'll pick up. You know, that gets me to 42 hours and a half, and you know, if I leave a little late every day, that will get me the extra half hour. And I just talked 6 minutes about that. That's incredibly dull. Yeah, but I'll just say really quick, for the leaving late thing, sometimes I just have to do that anyways, which I will do. If it means I'm going to miss a bus, then I'll just stay late till the next bus. I don't care if that means I'm staying an extra hour, like, because I'm getting paid for it, right? Like, I want the extra money, but sometimes you have to, because if I'm in electronics, sometimes about the time I'm leaving, there's no coverage if I leave, because there won't be anyone in there, because I was the only one in there, so I just have to stay late. Anyways, this is actually exciting. I was able to get my hands on a Super Nintendo Entertainment System, otherwise also not known as a SNES. That is not a legitimate way to pronounce it, so do not do that, please, because if you do, you are a bad person and not entirely worthy of the gift of life that was bestowed upon you. But yeah, I was able to get my hands on one. Actually, I wasn't even going to buy one. Like, I wasn't planning to buy one. I wasn't watching for it or anything. I just kind of bought it on a whim. That's kind of the thing that makes it such a smart idea for a console is it's not like, you know, it's not going to, you know, I mean, for some people it will, but for, like, you know, like real fans, this sometimes, because this was before they added the low flight mode, so sometimes when you got close to the ground, maneuvering was kind of difficult, and it, like, screwed with the way you were flying, and so you get like this. But what was I saying? Yeah, so for people who are fans of, like, you know, everything Nintendo is doing, with like new Mario games and new Zelda games and everything like that, you know, it's not obviously going to beat out, you know, buying like a Switch or something. There's no reason really to buy it on a practical basis, because essentially you are going to be able to buy those games on Switch, hopefully, you know, and if not, you can buy them on Wii for the most part, or sorry, Wii U for the most part. So, I mean, you know, there's no practical reason. It's just a novelty. But I just bought it on a whim. I was like, yeah, why not? You know, I mean, some people would just buy that and not even buy the Switch because they don't want to screw around with modern gaming. So this is perfect for them. But yeah, I don't know. It's just yesterday, basically, even people were asking for them. Like, no, we don't have any. And then we literally got some like just after they left, which I thought was funny. And I didn't know about it because they basically ninja'd it onto the shelves. Because basically, the way it worked is I knew we were getting some, but I basically it was up to Pure later when we got them, which is brilliant. So that, yeah, I had no idea when they were coming in. You know, I didn't think they were even coming in that day. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer. But, I mean, they came in, and yeah, they got put on the shelves without me knowing, even though I was in that department. They just got ninja'd in without any fanfare at all. So that, you know, a customer says, yeah, I'd like to get one of those classic SNESs. I'm like, I don't think we have any of those. And she goes, no, you do. I'm like, wait, really? And she showed it to me, and I was completely shocked. You know, and so I figured, you know, I mean, why not? It was close to the end of my shift, so I, you know, waited to the end of my shift, and I was able to buy one, so I figured, why not? It's, you know, it's just a little novelty. It's like, I don't care. It's more of a collector's item than an actual console. I mean, you know, it's kind of cool. Like, it doesn't matter as much to me because, like, you know, I'm sort of more Nintendo 64 era, if anything. So that said, I never played a lot of Nintendo 64 games. I probably played more SNES games because they, you know, remade all of them for like Game Boy and other, you know, consoles and such. But I mean, you know, I didn't play a lot of, you know, Nintendo 64 games just because like, even though I'm sort of Nintendo 64 era, and I played a lot of it, you know, like by the time I was buying, well, by the time my mom was buying games, because I was a little young to be buying games myself, but by the time my mom was buying games, the GameCube had come out, because, yeah, so, that said, I am more still, like, 64 era, like, Super Mario 64 is, like, my game, you know, it's, like, sort of the game, but, yeah, I played more, like, I played a lot of SNES games because of the remakes, and I played a lot of, NES games because of the remakes, or NES. I think NES and I realize I just said that and that was wrong, and I'm sorry. I feel it's, like, a more legitimate way, but, yeah, it was still wrong, I still sinned. I shouldn't have said NES. To me, NES, you know, I get particular about some of these things, like, oh, that's a lot of pictures in this video. Like, when people say small Mario and big Mario, like, okay, in a way it's technically valid, but to me it's regular Mario and Super Mario that's sort of, it's not small and big, it's regular and super. To me, I get a little, you know, but, you know, I think but I don't know, I wasn't around for the NES, or sorry, I said it again. The NES, so I don't know what people were calling it back then, if it was actually called NES, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, I just think it's wrong, but you know, everyone today is calling the NES the SNES the SNES, and that's definitely wrong, you know, but yeah, I don't know what it was called back in the day if they said NES or NES, because I wasn't around, but I definitely know the SNES was the SNES, and it wasn't the SNES. I know that much, you know, because that was a little bit less before my time, in all fairness. But yeah, you don't call it the SNES, and I don't think you should call the first one the NES, you know, because then you're getting confused, because that's the name of the character as well. But you should call it the NES and the SNES, I think. I didn't actually call it the NES by accident, I just pretended to do it by accident. Just to sort of have a teaching moment, and that's what I'm sticking to. Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's kind of. I didn't really plan anything to talk about, so I don't know what else to talk about during this narration. I don't know. The video is pretty low key too. I mean, Spy some Sentinels. It's pretty good. I love this planet though. I just want to say I love it. Like I love the reds and the trees. I like. You know, I think I say a lot of times, like, you know, how much I love the environment or the music or whatever in this game, but I really do. I just, this is such a nice planet. I don't know, like, is there anyone who disagrees and thinks this is an ugly planet? Because I don't know. Maybe like that sort of bluish gray is not so pretty, but I mean the yellows and the reds are pretty. Come on, I think it's awesome. You know, people are still complaining about this game, you know, after all the work that's been put in updating it, and it's got a lot better because, you know, after 1.3 they did all the way up to either 7 or 8, I think even 8, I don't know, but they put a lot of you know, like complimentary updates after that, like little, like, not even small updates, but medium-sized updates to sort of keep working on that, keep the momentum. They just made it better and better and better with each one, you know, so they really built off of 1.3. You know, so I mean, they really made this game a lot better. People are still complaining. Don't know why. People are dumb. That's why I said I don't know why, but I do know it's because people are dumb. Well, I was about to say I don't know why people are dumb, but I do. It's because of poor breeding. I'll just say that. You do that whatever you will. But I mean, if your parents have poor genes, it's nothing you can really do about it. I think this is about to be a picture. I think I remember this is about to be a picture again in a second. I'm not sure, but I think so. Oh, I was going to say real quick, I would like to play the SNES and upload some games. I don't have a capture card, so that sort of throws a wrench into that, but especially like, you know, the Super Mario RPG game, or is it just Mario RPG? I don't know, I think it's Super Mario RPG. I'd like to play that, and you know, the Zelda game that's on it. So if I can get my hands on a capture card, I will. I just grabbed a box. It should say, yeah, it is Super Mario RPG. I tricked myself out, but yeah, it is. I confused myself and thought it wasn't, but it definitely is. Anyways, that's pretty much the end of the video, so if you liked it, please give it a like, and have a great rest of your day.